Students, let's do Brahmanath. Om. Om. Santi, Santi, Santi. Swasth.
Good morning students, welcome back to class again. Today we are going to start another topic from your biomolecule. Previously we have discussed two lectures on your biomolecule. Today we are going to discuss another important topic from your biomolecule, that is your carbohydrate. Before going to today's class, let us discuss what we have discussed in the previous classes. In previous class we have discussed about the structure of protein and its function. What is a protein? Protein, it is a building blocks of your amino acid. Number of amino acid, they united by a specific bond. That bond, it is known as your peptide bond. And these amino acid united by peptide bond to form your protein structure. And based on the presence of different amino acids and their structural organization, protein have four different types of structure or structural organization. That is your primary structure, secondary structure, tertiary and quaternary structure. In primary structure, what we have studied? We have studied that these are made up of a linear row of amino acid that are joined by your peptide bonds. And in case of secondary structure, 2 to 3 polysaccharide units, they form a bond or they form a structure. There are two types of structure. One is your alpha helix and second one is your beta plated sheet. In alpha helix, the 2 to 3 polysaccharides, they coil to form the alpha helix, and in beta sheeted structure or beta plated structure, the polysaccharides, they usually form a sheet-like structure by hydrogen bonds. And in tertiary structure, it is a three-dimensional structure in which 5 bonds are involved, that is your hydrogen bond, ionic bond, van der Waals interaction, disulfide bond. Okay, these bonds are involved to form the tertiary structures. And in quaternary structure, mostly the primary, secondary and tertiary structure, these are included inside your tertiary structure. And it is most complex one, and one of the most important example of your tertiary structure is your hemoglobin, which usually helps in the carrying the oxygen in our animal body. Okay, and lastly we have discussed different types of protein, that is simple protein, globular protein, and based on their composition there are simple proteins, derived proteins, and based on their function we have divided the proteins into several parts. Okay, then today we are going to start another topic from your biomolecule, that is a carbohydrate. Okay, then it is a organic compound. Okay, first it is a, you can write that point, it is a organic compound. Okay, as we know that protein, it is a biomolecule and it is a macromolecule. Okay, that's why the organic compound, the carbohydrate, it includes both micromolecules and macromolecules. Micromolecules, it is your monosaccharides, and the macromolecules, it is your polysaccharides. Later we will know the differentiation between the monosaccharide and oligosaccharide. First you know what are the carbohydrate. Carbohydrate are the organic compounds. As they are organic compounds, mostly they will have the carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. As they are the organic compounds, chemically it is composed of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Okay, the carbon symbol is your C, and the symbol for hydrogen is S, and oxygen is O. And it occurs in a specific ratio inside the animal body or plant body. Okay, what is that ratio? Composed of, and occurs in a specific ratio. What is that ratio? That is 1:2:1. Okay, this is the ratio for carbon, hydrogen, oxygen that are present inside your carbohydrate. And the chemical formula for this, if you write down the chemical formula of carbohydrate. What is the chemical formula of carbohydrate? It is given by your CN, H2N and ON. Here you can see N is 1, 2N is 2 and O is N. That is, it is occurring in the form of 1 is to 2 is to 1. Here 1, here 2, here 1. You can also write that equation. You can also write the equation, that is CH2ON. If you take a common, that is N, then here will be C, here will be H2 and O. That is also in the form of 1 is to 2 is to 1. And another important point is that they are mostly composed of polyhydroxy aldehyde and ketones. They consist of polyhydroxy aldehyde or ketone groups What is that polyhydroxy means? Poly here means many, poly means many, and hydroxy means that is OH group. That is nothing, it is your hydroxyl group. Okay. Carbohydrates are made up of polyhydroxy units. They are having most of your hydroxyl units, that is OH. And if they are having the aldehyde, they are known as polyhydroxy aldehyde. And the formula for aldehyde is CHO. And for the formula of ketone, it is C double bond O. And if the polyhydroxy unit it is having the aldehyde, it is known as your aldose sugar. It is known as aldose sugar. And in the carbohydrate, it is having the ketose unit, that are known as your ketose sugar. Okay. Then why I have written here sugar? Because carbohydrate is also known as your sugar or saccharides. We can add a point. It is also called as sugar or saccharides. Okay, you can write a point. It is also known as your sugar or saccharide. Okay, write down these points. Then we will draw the diagram of your aldose sugar and ketose sugar. How the aldehyde group is present inside your carbohydrate, and how the ketose or the ketone group it is present inside your carbohydrate. Okay, note down these points. Okay, now draw the chemical structure of aldose sugar and ketose sugar. Aldose sugar, you have the aldehyde group, and in ketose sugar you have ketone group, that is CO. Okay, here you have aldose and ketose sugar. You can draw the structure of your aldose sugar: CHO, C, okay, CH2, OH. Here is your H, OH, H, OH, H, and OH. Okay, here you can see there is a series of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 carbon. Okay, and example of your aldose sugar, it is your glucose and galactose. Okay, these are two examples of your aldose sugar. Why they are known as your aldose sugar? Because they are having the CH group, which is a aldehyde group. Okay, and in the ketose sugar you have the, you can draw that diagram, CH2OH. Okay, in the second carbon you have CO, then OH, H, OH, H, OH, and CH2OH. Okay. Here you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 carbon it is present, and there is presence of a ketone group. Here you can see in the 2 carbon molecule there is presence of a ketone group. That's why it is known as your ketose sugar. An example of your ketose sugar, it is your fructose, which is a 6 carbon molecule, and ribulose. Ribulose having 5 carbon molecule. Okay, these are examples of your aldose sugar and ketose sugar. And based on the presence of these sugars, we can divide the carbohydrate into different types. Okay, we can divide based on the, that is your types of carbohydrate. Types of based on presence of sugar. Carbohydrate may be 3 types. Monosaccharide, based on the presence of your sugar, these are 3 types: monosaccharide, oligosaccharide, and third one is polysaccharide. Polysaccharide. Okay, these 3 types of carbohydrates are present based on their presence of sugars. Okay, we will discuss first about the monosaccharides and their structure. Okay, note down these types, then we will discuss about the monosaccharide. What is monosaccharide? Now let us discuss about the first type of carbohydrate, that is your monosaccharide, and these are the simplest carbohydrate of the organic compounds. These are simple carbohydrates, simple with one type of sugar units, and they can be hydrolyzed. Okay, these are the simplest carbohydrates, that is most of your monosaccharides, and they cannot be hydrolyzed into simple form. That is, the carbohydrate or the monosaccharides cannot be hydrolyzed, or they cannot be convertible into simple forms. That is why, because these are your monosaccharides and they are included inside your micromolecules. Monosaccharides are micromolecules. We have already discussed when we have studied the cellular pools, and these are water soluble. These are water soluble, and general chemical formula is CnH2nOn, which is the general formula for your monosaccharides. But some carbohydrates or some monosaccharides are there which do not obey this rule. That is example of your deoxyribose, and the chemical formula of deoxyribose is your C5. As that is N is 5, H will be 10, and oxygen should be 5. But instead of 5, in the deoxyribose there is presence of 4 oxygen. That is, 1 oxygen is deoxy. That is, it is removed from your ribose sugar. Okay, that is, if you consider about the ribose sugar, then it will have the chemical formula, it is C5H10O5. Okay, this is the difference between the deoxyribose and ribose sugar. That is DNA. It is having the deoxyribonucleic acid. Why DNA it is known as a deoxyribonucleic acid? You will later know. Why? Because there is absence of 1 oxygen. Absence of 1 oxygen atom in the DNA. That's why it is known as a deoxyribose. That is, it is having the chemical formula C5H10O4. And based on the presence of different carbons, okay, mostly it is having, that is monosaccharide having 3 to 7 carbon atoms. These are the basic but instead that 8 carbon, 9 carbon and 10 carbon is also present, but normally there is presence of 3 to 7 carbon atoms. Okay, we can separate, we can divide this monosaccharides into different parts or different division based on the presence of this carbon. Okay, mostly there are, we can write that point, that is your number of carbon atoms, number of carbon atoms, then general formula, general, and here we can write the example. Okay, based on the different types of carbon atoms. Okay, if you consider about the 3 carbon atom, we can write 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Okay, if 3 carbon atom is present in the structure of a monosaccharide, it is known as your triose. Similarly, 4 carbon, it is known as your tetrose. Then 5 pentose, and we need 6 hexose sugar, and 7, that is your heptose. Okay, these are 1, 2, 3, 5 types of your monosaccharides. That is, if 3 is present, it is known as your triose sugar, then tetrose, pentose, hexose and heptose. If 3 sugar it is present, then it is known as your C3H6O3, C4H8O4, C5H10O5. Here that is C6H12O6, and here C7H14O7. Okay, these are some examples of types of your monosaccharides. Then if you write the example of your triose sugar, then one of the important example is your triglycerides. Triglyceride, and here 4 carbon compound erythrose and threose, and 5 carbon, we have already discussed that the ribose and deoxyribose, it is also included inside your pentose sugar. That is your ribose, deoxyribose and xylose. Okay, these 3 are included inside your 5 carbon. And if 7 carbon, serolactulose, and another example is your, I am writing here, that is your galactoheptulose. Okay, which is also a 7 carbon monosaccharide. Okay, these are the basic important features of your monosaccharide, that is, it has the smallest unit of your carbohydrate, and we cannot hydrolyze these compounds or hydrolyze the carbohydrate into smaller subunits, and as these are micromolecules, they are easily soluble in water, and the general formula is your CN, H2N and ON. Okay, these are some important features of your monosaccharides, and one of the important deviation of your 5 carbon sugar, that is your chemical formula of your general formula is CnH2nOn, but deoxyribose, it is the deviation. Why? Because it is having 1 less oxygen, that's why it is the deviation of your general formula. Okay, these are the important points about the monosaccharides. Write down these points, then we will discuss about the structure. What is the structural pattern of your monosaccharide? Note down these points. Okay, one point is that it is not triglyceride, it is the triose sugar, which is example is your glyceraldehyde. Sorry, that is not triglyceride, that is your glyceraldehyde. It is the important component of your light reaction, that is your photosynthesis process, that is your glyceraldehyde. Okay, note down these points. Okay, we have discussed the types, different types of your monosaccharides, how they are classified based on their carbon atom. There are 3 carbon, 3 to 7 to 8 carbon atoms present, and the structure of your monosaccharide, it may also varies. It may of your straight chain. First it is straight chain, and second one is your cyclic form. Cyclic form or ring form. Okay. In the straight chain, you can see the carbon atom appear in a straight chain. That is, carbon atom appears in a straight chain. But in the ring form, the carbon atoms appear in a ring form. Later we will discuss. First, how the straight chain of a carbon atom. You know that glucose is a 6 carbon, that is a hexose sugar. It is an example. If you draw the structure of your glucose, there you have CHOH. Here you have OH, 3, 4, CH2OH. Okay, that is your HOH. Here you can see it is the structure of your glucose. It is an aldose sugar. Why it is known as your aldose sugar? Because there is presence of the CHO group in the first carbon. That is an aldehyde group. You can see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 carbon is present and there is presence of a aldehyde in the first carbon, and that's why it is known as your aldose sugar. And example is your glucose. And this is an example of your straight chain, or it is the straight form of your monosaccharide. And if you consider the cyclic form, it is different from your straight chain, and it is basically of your two types. One is pyranose ring, and second one is your furanose ring. Okay, these two types of ring is present, and if you consider the pyranose ring, then it is considered as your hexagonal structure. It is having hexagonal structure, and it is having 6 arms or 6 carbon atom. 6 arms, and inside the 6 arm that is present from here you can see 5 carbon atom plus 1 oxygen atom is present. 1 oxygen atom is present in the type of which type, that is your pyranose ring structure. And if you consider the furanose structure, here you can see 5 arms is present, and it is known as your pentagonal structure. It is having pentagonal structure, and in hexagonal it is 6, it is 5. As 5 arms it is present, then it is known as your pentagonal structure. And here you have 4 carbon atom plus 1 oxygen atom. Okay, if you draw the diagram of your pyranose ring, and here you can draw the diagram of the pyranose ring. Okay, it is the structure of a pyranose ring. It is having in pyranose we have the 5 carbon atoms. Here we have the H, OH, here H, OH, here OH, H, here you have H, OH, and here you have CH2OH, and here 1 oxygen atom it is present. Here you can see 1 oxygen atom, that's why it is known as your pyranose ring. Okay, and glucose, which is an example of your pyranose ring. Why? Because here you can see there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carbon is present, and here 1 oxygen it is present, and it is the ring structure of your glucose. That's why it is known as the pyranose ring. Why? They are having the 5 carbon atoms and 1 oxygen atom. And if you draw the furanose ring structure, here it is the diagram of your furanose ring structure. Okay, here you can write H, OH, H, OH, H, here you can see H2OH and H. Okay, here you can see 1 oxygen atom is present, and there are 5 carbon atoms, 4 carbon atoms, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you know the example of your 5 sugars, that is 5 carbon atom sugars. What is your ribose? Ribose, it is the example of your ribose, and it is known as your which structure? It is known as your furanose ring structure. Okay, why? Because there is presence of 4 carbon atoms and 1 oxygen atom. And here is the example of your ribose. It is the ring structure of uribose, ring structure of your carbohydrate or monosaccharides. Okay, briefly, that is monosaccharide having 2 structural units. That one is your straight chain. That is, if the carbon atoms occur in the straight form, if the carbon atoms occur in the ring structure, it is known as your ring structure. That is 2 types. One is your pyranose ring. Here 5 carbon and 1 oxygen is present. And in furanose, you have 4 carbon and 1 oxygen. Okay, note down these important topics. Okay, then we will discuss about the function of your monosaccharide. Okay, now let us discuss about some important functions of your monosaccharide. We already discussed the types and the structural unit of your monosaccharide. One important function is that they are the part of your photosynthesis process. You can note that C3, that is your glyceraldehyde, it is a triose sugar, then C4, that is your triose, it is a tetrose sugar, and C5, that is ribose, deoxyribose and gyrose, and the C6, that is your glucose, fructose. These are the important intermediate components, that is in the photosynthetic pathway. Later we will know the process of photosynthesis. That is, it is the process of production on the organic compound in the photosynthesis. That is by utilizing the sunlight and in the chlorophyll pigment that is present inside your leaf. They usually produce the organic compound inside your plant, and that organic compound, it mostly consists of your monosaccharide. That is different C3 component, C4 component, C5 and C6. Mostly the carbohydrate is composed of glucose and fructose unit. Okay, and it is the important component of your glucose. Okay, glucose, it is important component of brown sugar. Inside your sugar, the glucose, it plays an important component, okay, of in our blood. And another important function is that the fructose, which is mostly present in the fruit sugar. Most of the fruit and the nectar, okay, the flower which secretes the nectar, and in the honey you can find the fructose, it is present inside that. And another important function of monosaccharide is that they are the building blocks, or they are the units of your most of the polysaccharides. Okay, units of oligosaccharide, oligo and polysaccharides. That is, the monosaccharide, they can form, they can unite to form the oligosaccharides and polysaccharides, but they cannot be hydrolyzed. Monosaccharide cannot be hydrolyzed into simple units, but they can combine with each other to form the oligosaccharides and polysaccharides. And another important function is that the pentose sugar. Example of a pentose sugar, that is your ribose and ribulose. They are the important component of your nucleic acid. Okay, synthesis of nucleic acid. Nucleic acid is mainly of 2 types, that is your DNA and RNA. DNA, it is deoxyribonucleic acid. Okay, and RNA is your ribonucleic acid. Okay, these are the important constituent of your nucleic acid. Later you will know what is the structure of nucleic acid, and these are mostly synthesized by your pentose sugar. Okay, that's why monosaccharides are very much essential. Okay, note down these points, then we will discuss about the structure of oligosaccharide. Okay, let us now discuss about another type of your carbohydrate, that is oligosaccharide. We have already discussed the monosaccharide, they are the simplest form of your carbohydrate, and if you consider about the oligosaccharides, they are the units of monosaccharides. That is, most of your monosaccharides, they unite to form your oligosaccharides. Oligo means, here oligo means a few, and saccharides already you know it is sugar. Okay, here you can write that 2 to 9 monosaccharide units combine with each other by which one? That is your glycosidic bond to form the oligosaccharide. Here you can see there is presence of the glycosidic bond. Okay, here you can represent that one monosaccharide is there. Okay, here it is 1 plus another monosaccharide plus another monosaccharide. These are united to form. Okay, these are united to form a oligosaccharide. Okay, to form a, and these bonds which are present in between two monosaccharide unit, these are known as your glycosidic bond. Glycosidic bond. Okay, here we can around 2 to 9 monosaccharide units. Okay, 2 to 9 monosaccharide units, they combine by the glycosidic bond and to form the oligosaccharide. Already you know that oligosaccharide, it is also a micromolecule. Monosaccharide, it is also a micromolecule. But when you come to the polysaccharide, it will be macromolecule because they are larger in size. As the oligosaccharide and monosaccharide, they are smaller in size. They are known as your micromolecules, and usually they are sweet in taste. Okay, oligosaccharide, it is sweet in taste, and are known as sugars. Okay, and based on the presence of different types of monosaccharide unit, they can be divided into different types. Okay, if you consider about the types of oligosaccharide, types, these are known as the sugars. Why? They are sweet in taste and they are known as your macromolecules. And based on the different units of your monosaccharide, it may be 2, it may be 3, it may be 4. Based on that, there may be disaccharide, there may be trisaccharide, then there may be tetrasaccharide. Mostly they occur in this form, but they may pentasaccharide, they may be hexasaccharide, but usually they appear in these 3 forms, that is disaccharide, tri and tetra. Here you have the 3 sugar units. And example is your sucrose, maltose and lactose. These are 3 examples of your 3 sugar units. That is, they are having the 3 monosaccharide units. Sucrose, it is mostly present inside your cane. Okay, it is main. That's why it is known as your cane sugar. And the maltose, it is present mostly in case of the malt grains. That's why it is known as your malt sugar. And the lactose, already you have studied in the know that the lactose, it is present mostly in case of milk. That's why it is known as your milk sugar. That's why the sucrose or the cane or the malt grains and the milk, they sweet in taste because they are having the most of the monosaccharide units. They are the disaccharides. Sorry, that is not 3 sugar units. They are having 2 sugar units. Di means here 2, and in case of trisaccharides, they are having the 3 sugar units. And example is your raffinose. And tetra, similarly they are 4 sugar units. And example is your stachyose. Okay, these 3 basic types of oligosaccharides are present. That is your disaccharide, they are having 2 sugar units, and the example is your sucrose, which is cane sugar, maltose, which is malt sugar that appears in your malt grain, one type of grain that contains the maltose sugar, and the lactose, which is mostly present inside the milk. That's why it is known as your milk sugar. And the trisaccharide, why they are known as a tri? The tri means it is having 3 sugar units. Okay, that's why it is mostly appear inside your raffinose. It is an example of your trisaccharides. And the tetrasaccharide, which is having 4 sugar units. Okay, tetra means 4. That the example is your stachyose. Okay, stachyose. That is your stachyose. Maybe another monosaccharide units are present, that is your pentasaccharides, hexasaccharides, but these 3 are the common forms you can find inside the different plant or animal products. Okay, these are the types of your basic oligosaccharides. Note down these points, then we will discuss what is the basic structural organization of your oligosaccharides. Okay, let us know what are the structural aspects of your oligosaccharides. Mostly already we have discussed disaccharide, trisaccharide, tetrasaccharide, but out of these two oligosaccharides or three oligosaccharides, disaccharide is the most common. Disaccharide is the most common oligosaccharide. Most common oligo. Why it is known as the most common oligosaccharide? Because most of the time, most of the biological organism, that is your in the products of your milk, in the sugar cane, in the animal product or plant product, we can find the disaccharides. Okay, that's why it is the most common form. And the disaccharide, it is formed by condensation of. It is formed by condensation of two monosaccharide units of two monosaccharide units, and the bond is called glycosidic bond. Already we have discussed glycosidic bond. Okay, so two monosaccharide unit, they usually contains, that is the unit of two monosaccharide units, that is one 6 carbon molecule and another 6 carbon molecule. These are the unit of your monosaccharides. They unite to form the oligosaccharide by which bond? That is your glycosidic bond. And during the formation of glycosidic bond, there is removal of water. One molecule of water it is removed during this bond formation in between two monosaccharide unit. And glycosidic bond, it is the strongest bond, or it is a one type of your covalent bond. That's why it is very strong, and there is removal of water. And if you take example of different oligosaccharide units, that is disaccharide. Okay, these are example of disaccharide. Examples of disaccharide already we have discussed. There is your sucrose, maltose and lactose. How these are formed, we are going to discuss. Okay, if you take the glucose molecule, one glucose molecule plus another glucose molecule, then it will form the structure of your maltose by releasing one molecule of water. Okay, this is the example of your maltose. You already know that maltose, it is present in the malt grain, and during the formation of bond, there is in between glucose and glucose. They unite to form the maltose structure, or they condense to form the maltose structure, and there is release of water molecule. And another example is there is condensation of one molecule of glucose plus another molecule of your fructose to form the structure that is known as your plus water. And another example is there, glucose plus galactose to form the lactose plus water. Okay, here you can see the second one, that is glucose plus fructose. Okay, this is also a 6 carbon molecule, and fructose, it is also a 6 carbon molecule, and they form the sucrose. Already we know that sucrose, it is present in the cane, that's why it is known as your cane sugar. And when glucose and galactose they unite or they condense, they form the lactose structure, which is present inside your milk. You can find the lactose in milk, and there is release of water. These are the examples of your disaccharides. They combine, how they are combining by the formation of glycosidic bond, which is a covalent bond, and there is release of water. And here you can see there is C12, H24 and O12. Why? Because here it is also a 6 carbon, and here it is also. These are the derivatives of your 6 carbon molecule, that is your fructose, galactose. These are also having the 6 carbon molecule. That's why the chemical formula of your disaccharides will be C12, H24 and O12 by the normal form, that is your CN, H2N and ON. Okay, these are the important aspects of your disaccharides and the oligosaccharides. Note down these points and we will discuss about the function of your oligosaccharide. Now let us discuss about some important function of your oligosaccharide. Already we know that the structure of your oligosaccharide, these are the units of different monosaccharides which are united by your glycosidic bond. And if you consider about the oligosaccharide function, they are the important part to provide the energy to your cell. When the cell needs energy, if you take the glucose, you will get instant energy from that. That is, if you are taking food, different types of food. Why? Because that will provide, or that food will degrade into the complex compound, that is food will break down and it will provide energy to your cell in the form of glucose. And that's why when you are running, we need glucose that will provide instant energy, which is a important component. And the disaccharides, that are the important component of your energy. And different cell recognition. Okay, different, if you consider about the our body, the antigen and antibody, it is present. Later we will know the what is antigen and antibody, and these are mostly you can see in the blood group of our body. The cell recognition occurs. That is, one antigen and antibody inside the blood group, they recognize each other by this presence of your different types of disaccharides and different storage products in the sugar cane. That's why it is known as the cane sugar. In the cane, you can find the sugar of your disaccharide unit, that is your sucrose, and in the maltose, that is the malt grain, you will find the malt sugar. Okay, and the lactose, which is a milk. You can find the lactose inside your milk. That's why it is known as your milk sugar. Okay, these are the important component of your disaccharides, and they are providing important function to our growing body, and they are very important for your cell. Okay, these are the important topics in this today's class. What we have discussed today, we have discussed about the carbohydrate, which are the important component of our cell that provides the energy, and it is the important component of your different photosynthetic pathway. And mainly based on the different types of sugars, they can be divided into monosaccharides, oligosaccharide and polysaccharides. In the monosaccharides unit, we have discussed different triose sugar, tetrose sugar, and how they are involved in different function in our cell body. And in oligosaccharide, these are the units of monosaccharide. Different monosaccharide unit, they unite to form the oligosaccharide, that by your formation of your glycosidic bond. And in the function, different milk product, different sugar cane, they are also having the sugar cane, and they mainly helps in the cell recognition. Okay, you can see here the best example, it is a glycosidic bond, which is different from your peptide bond formation. What is the peptide bond? That is, it is mostly formed by your protein structure. That amino acid helps in the joining, and they form the protein structure by formation of peptide bond, or by the help of peptide bond. But here it is glycosidic bond. It is the basic difference in between the peptide bond and glycosidic bond. Okay, note down these all topics. It may appear as your short note, and important example may appear as your short question. Next class we will discuss about the important topic, that is your polysaccharide. See you in next class. Thank you.